Welcome to the first episode of The Soul Unfolding.
You and to honor to share my light, wisdom, and my story.
Ceremony with you, and that was kind of life changing for me because everybody talks about living from the heart center, but that I actually experience what living from the heart center is like. How do I know that the voice that I'm following right now is right?
The first message came just don't be attached to your harmony and balance.
Wow. It's not the disease, it's just vibrating at a particular frequency. And if we listen to something else to counteract it, we can our body will automatically start to heal ourselves as well.
It's because all our diseases unbalancing in the body what we have. That's first of all, it's unbalance in our energetics body. I say that you're broken. You're whole. You just need to remember how to come back to that wholeness, how to come back to the temple of your heart.
It's just the life lessons that we came down here on earth to learn.
Close my eyes and listen to my silence. I said, yes, the silence of your heart. This is like, where should we start?
So was there anything specific that you went through during your awakening journey?
Son David, he passed away. And story, big blessing for me. I lost my home, and after this is time to come back.
Realistic world versus just being happy from within. So how do you balance that? So welcome to the first episode of The Soul Unfolding, a space where we unravel, remember, and return home to ourselves. Today, I'm joined by someone extremely special whose presence feels like a both remembrance and a revelation. Svetlana, a guide, a healer, a soul, and a dear friend of mine who has walked through the deep darkness only to find her light, now help others to remember who they are. In this conversation, she's going to open about her journey, her pivotal point of spiritual awakening, the instruments that helped her heal, and the mission that now she completely lives by, which is holding that space for others so that they can reconnect with themselves. And this one's a deep dive into the journey of remembrance, the truth, the pain, and the wisdom, and everything in between. So let's take a deep breath, settle in, and let's unfold. Thank you so much for being with us.
So thank you, Rahul, for inviting. Thank you for your trust. And for me, it's honor to be here, to honor to know you, and to honor to share my light, my wisdom and my story. We just like simply to share my story because it's so interesting when they hear the stories of others, you can find kind of the piece of your story, the reflection. It's kind of the story of other can be mirror for you. It's honor for me to finally to share, and to be here. Thank you so much.
No, I'm extremely so excited. I remember we have talked before. I attended that cacao ceremony with you, and that was kind of life changing for me because everybody talks about living from the heart center, but that I actually experience what living from the heart center is like. And then I've been introduced to Reiki recently. She's been performing Reiki on me, and I can see the changes that are coming through in me step by step. And I have so many questions for you. I feel that sharing my wisdom and my experience through my voice is my purpose, which is what I'm getting into. But I have so many questions from you because you have walked that path. So let's get started. Yes.
Thank you. I know there's a lots of questions. Like even I just wake up today. It's like, oh my gosh, it's already 10 years. The 10 years of my journey, 10 years of awakening. And this is, I say like, before I say like this, the way of healing. But nowadays, this insights comes to me. This is not a healing. This is the journey of remembering. Because if you say the healing, it means it's something broken, But nowadays, I don't want to say that you're broken. you're whole. You just need to remember how to come back to that wholeness, how to come back to the temple of your heart. Yeah, that's it. This is simple. This is the way of remembrance for all of us.
Yeah. You mentioned about that we are over here, we aren't broken. And that's absolutely so true, because whenever we feel we are broken, it's teaching us something. It's just the life lessons that we came down here on earth to learn. And it's as simple as that. But my question to you is, how do we know that we are on the right path? In this world, there are so many distractions available to us. Today, I want to do this. Next day, I want to do something else. At first, everything seems exciting. How do I know that the voice that I'm following right now is the right call for me?
Yeah, this is beautiful question. I think like this question everyone should ask, even like every morning when we wake up. It's a major question. Because even like during these 10 years, what I'm doing, I'm learning myself and I'm remembering how to listen my heart. And this is so important. And even like this is, I feel this is my mission first for myself, to remember how to listen my heart and help others in the same way to come back to listen and to understand the language of your heart. And for this, as for me, from my experience, we need to calm our minds. We need to go to the silence. And that's why there's a few instruments, that I use to help people to calm their minds and hear the silence. I always say, like, let me guide to the silence of your heart. Even like when 2 years ago I decided to build my website, and I say like, okay, it's like, what should I put? Like, what is like my mission? What I'm doing? Because I can have a lot of instruments, And I say like, what is the main importance? And I close my eyes. I listen my silence. I say, yes, the silence of your heart. This is like where should we start? The silence. And during these years, I was uncovering the lots of instruments that helped me. There's lots of tools what I use, first of all, for myself. It's not just like I take these instruments and just, oh, like maybe this is cool. This is like so fancy nowadays, and let's do it. Or like it brings a lot of money, because I was like talking with other guys, and say like, oh, like it's so popular now, like let's do this. I say like, it's not about popularity. It's not about like what it's cool nowadays in the spiritual world. It's, you need to find first what it resonates with your heart, what the energy when you channel through your heart. And I always try the instruments for myself first, and after, if I feel it helps me, so it's me, there's gonna be someone, who like in the same energy with me, who can take this experience and try with me too. And I always say, there's nothing right, there's nothing wrong. Everything what you need, just find what resonates with your heart. Like, for example, maybe the past regression is gonna help you in your journey of remembrance, and maybe the plant medicine, like I like to work, the same, it's gonna work with me. That's why it's different ways, because that's why we are different. It's not just like the same. I always explain this one. You come to the table and you have lots of food. Maybe you're gonna take the samosa, and I will take maybe chicken. Another will take the salads and the fruit. And even like today, we're gonna choose this food, but also you should remember tomorrow it's other day, and it's fine to change. Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna try your samosa, to taste, to get that experience, and you will get my like watermelon, like, and that's why this is the coolest things in our world, and even like how the universe created the free will. This is the main rule, the free will, no push. But to feel and to understand, even like to find this connection First, you need to allow yourself just to be, to understand that you're not broken and you're whole, and you're just returning for your wholeness. Because our society, from our childhood, they always say there's something wrong with you. Even remember when we go to the school, that red pen, they always say, "Oh, this is not correct. This is it."
Yeah.
Also,
I had so many.
they put your attention, they concentrate you only on that something wrong with you.
Mhm.
You know, they never show you that green light. That's why it's enough for us to go to that red light, you know, the red pen. I always say, like, if especially if you have lots of trauma in your school, like the same like I have. Oh my gosh, I don't want to say, but I hate school. This school is like wasn't for me. It's like, you know, the prison, because I can't free myself. They put lots of boundaries, lots of pressure, and I feel like I always like out of the space, out of this society of the control, the rules, you know. And I always say, if you have that trauma from your school, your teachers, whatever, take the green pen and write with the green pen for you what you allow yourself, or maybe what you do, you know, for yourself. Like put that green light, the green marks for you. You good in this, you did this, you know, because we forgot to be appreciated for the little things, for the good things that we have in our life, because we always concentrate, oh, this is the bad, you know, this is I done wrong, you know, and blah blah blah, and etc. That's why I allow to say to say yourself, even like, everything's fine with me, you know. And it's okay that I just did mistakes, because it wasn't mistake, it was this experience, you know. And it's fine. Like today I have, okay, your red mark, but there's still the green marks, you know, the green light for us. That's it. Like I'm kind of guide people to see the good things in your life. Let's concentrate on the positive, you know, let's bring that fresh energy to you, and also allow yourself did mistakes, because you got experience. That's why you came here. Our life, and that's about like pink classes, the red roses, you know, and everything, it's fine. That our society teach like everything's supposed to be perfect. They always push you. They're not allowed to do mistakes. And when you do mistakes, oh my gosh, you're broken. You feel guilty, you stress out, you get that anxiety, and you can find the door to the next chapter. You just sit in that rooms and that boundaries that they put for you, and after you put for yourself, you think like this is your reality, and even like you don't have that energy to find the door to get out. And this is my mission, like to help you to find the door and to understand everything's fine. Like we whole.
Yes.
Yeah, journey. It's like, you know, like I saw like in ayahuasca journey when I did. It's kind of my game that I lost. I lost my home, and after this is time to come back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's where we playing, we go through the trouble, up and downs, you know. And after we realize that something not aligned, there's something missing. And you close your eyes, you take a breath out, release that no longer serves you. And after you say to yourself, okay, I'm ready to go home. And you kind of turn back and you see, I always like to do this meditation, like imagine you walking away from your heart, and now feel like you lost it, feel you want to turn back, and now you're turning, and now you see the temple of your heart. Even like find the vision of your temple, what kind of the temple, what the lights, and after see the beautiful door is open, and this beautiful stream of the lights come right to your feet, and now you see the road, that path that bring you back to your home, to your temple, to your heart, to your silence, whatever you want to call it, to the God, to the universe, to yourself, to your higher self. There's many ways, you know, like it's even like you will choose like where is your point, your destination, yeah. And slowly, step by step, we're just walking back. Yeah.
We it's a very great thing you said that the first thing to remember who you are is to stay in silence. In today's world where everything is available to us so easily at the click of a button, we have the Uber food delivered, we have endless social media, we have music, we have movies. How many minutes a day do we seldom sit with ourselves? Everything, every time, and even if we think we are sitting in silence, there's a mental chatter that's going on for most people.
Yes, this is what I was struggling in the beginning, to find my silence, to find that state of the inner peace and harmony. And first, that helped me to listen to guided meditation, because your mind used to concentrate on something. That's why we're gonna move from that noise what around you to the voice that guide you. And this is the first step, what I suggest. Listen to guided meditation, because you're gonna concentrate on the voice. And after the guided meditation, we switch for the music, because now we don't hear any voice that guides you. After we go to the music, because music has a big ability to help us, to relax and go that meditated, that theta, state. And after, when we done with the music, of course, it's more like professional. Even sometimes, even for me, it's hard, because I'm busy mama, and sometimes kids just drive me crazy, and they're like, "Oof, I need something," and I use the music, the music. But to go on the silent meditation, like the same people go to vipassana, yeah, this is a lot of challenge. But if you're ready, this is so amazing. I didn't experience the vipassana, just one of my friends, but because I need to take 10 days away, it's for now with the little kids and family, it's a little bit difficult. But if you want to experience, it's so amazing, to kind of to see what is inside you, what emotions you have, what feelings you have, and even what to see what your cups now holding for you, And yeah, the first step is just go to your silence, and there's different ways. And the same like Reiki. When I do the Reiki, people feel that peace and the mind's coming down, and they're liking. And after the Reiki session, it's easy even to lay down maybe before the bed and do that guided meditation, or just listen to that peaceful music, even the birds singing. Or the next step, like what I suggest, is the forest bathing. When you go to the forest. Yeah.
What's that? I've never heard of that.
The forest bathing. I always say there's three main bathing. It's water bathing, forest bathing, and the sound bathing. The water bathing, because the water element help us to remove, the stagnant energy, to relax, to cleanse us, And I love water. Yeah. This is my element. Yes, water. And the next one is forest. When you go to the forest, you hug the trees. You can even speak with the trees if you feel that you want to do. Even hug the tree and tell you treat what you feel. Even embrace your feelings. Sometimes it's difficult even share with your friends your feelings and whatever emotions you hold. That the trees, they're gonna listen you. It's the same people have here, a lots of animals, because the animals are the best healers too, because they, especially cats, they take your emotions. They can
negative energy, I've heard.
Yes, and they take the energy. Yeah. That's why people need it. They just feel it. Yeah. That's a feel. So there are lots of anxiety here in our society. That's why we have a lots of animals, a lot of cats, dogs. That people need this connection, with the nature. It's the same when they go to the forest, hug the tree, and sit under the tree. Just close your eyes and listen to the birds, the wind, and after you start to hear the sounds around you, you can go deeper into your heart and listen the sound of your heart. This is one way, And also when we walk in the barefoot, I think like the same in your country. Remember your childhood and my childhood? No shoes. No shoes. We just run, we just enjoy the nature, And first of all, it's what's good for your immune system, it's really good for your health. And the second, because not like everyone explained to us and share the wisdom of our ancestors, it's really good to ground yourself for your energy, because the Mother Earth is really healer for us from the food, because we have that special chakra that help us to release that negative energy, to stagnant energy. It's the same like in the palm, we have special chakra, to heal, to give the energy, and through your feet, there's kind of portal that take the energy down. That is really good to root it yourself. Imagine that the lights go from the crown chakra and through the root chakra down through your legs to your feet. Especially if you have heavy or you want to ground yourself, you have like big project, just imagine you root it yourself and ask the Mama Gaia, the Panchamama, the Mother Earth, please take away everything that no longer serves me, and please transform everything to the love and light. And of course, like say thank you for this like energy exchange, because she's always helping us, because we need to stay here, because we are souls in our body, that we need to ground yourself, to feel that connection, to live in this material world. Otherwise, like the same, I was struggling. I always like get high. I was struggling to live here. That's why for this kind of people, I would suggest connect with the earth. It's the same way as like the Mama Cacao came to me. I got the big message. This is finally time for me to connect deeply with my heart and connect the energy of Panchamama, that 3 lowest chakras, and the mother sky, like the Mama Cosmos, how I call. That's why I'm Sveta Cosmos. Yeah, because I have connection with the cosmic mother. And the Mama Cacao is gonna help to connect everything in my heart, two beautiful energies connecting through the Mama Cacao in our hearts. That's why it's bring that cosmic wisdom, the knowledge, from our star nations into the earth. That's why we need to be more grounding on the earth. Yeah, that's it. This is a little like the earth, like the forest bathing, and also the sound bathing, like any sound, even like the nature sounds, or like sound healing. What I do, like in like any instruments that we have, even like theta, delta waves, or binaural beats, when you listen, it's gonna help you, to regenerate, to move that energy, and relax, because all our diseases, unbalancing in the body, what we have, it's first of all, it's unbalance in our energetics body. That's why we need to bring our energy first, our emotions, everything in a balance, because your body just show you what happens within you. It's what happens inside you.
And that's actually true, because a few years back when I got a disc bulge, the doctor actually told me that I'll have to quit lifting, or I'll have to undergo a surgery. And that time I didn't want to do that. And that was my first moment when I actually started going down into, okay, how do I kind of heal myself without the use of medicines? So I know the disc bulge is going to be there. So I had to first come to an acceptance to that fact. And then as I started to read more and more, I read so many papers, the ancient theories that even our DNA, our entire body is made up of just vibrational frequencies, which are just condensed into the 3D form. And everything can be controlled through that frequency. And like you said, every disease corresponds to a frequency. So it's not the disease, it's just vibrating at a particular frequency. And if we listen to something else to counteract it, we can our body will automatically start to heal ourselves as well.
Yeah, even like through our emotions, because even every emotions have special hertz that we were breathing on. That's why turn yourself to the positive.
Yes.
Allow yourself to make mistakes,
Yeah.
and even like to live with the comfort with yourself.
Mhm.
This is gonna like first step of your journey of your healing and remembrance.
Yes.
To say like everything's fine with you.
Mhm.
And yeah, there's still, like I told you, there's a lot of tools, and there's nothing that you have to stay with this and that, or just only like yoga and just concentrate on this one. Maybe before, when we didn't have that much like awakening knowledges and wisdom, yeah, maybe it's really good like just go to the church. Maybe we stay with one guru and one teacher, just practicing, even like yoga, maybe, even like how my teacher told, just only this one, just only Shivananda yoga, bring you to the awareness. No, nowadays we live in the blessing time when everything is open, and there's a lot of tools that you can choose, and this is, I think, the next step. It's take responsibility for your awakening, because nobody will help you. Nobody will give you that magic, pill, and cleanse your karma, and do the work for you, do your shadow work, go through your darkness night, only you. That's why if you will, first you kind of thinking something not aligned with you, and after you're taking that responsibility, okay, only I responsible. That's happened around me, what's happened within me. And after you taking like that little steps towards yourself, towards your heart. Because people are waiting like somebody will do their job. No,
it's just we who have to
this
help
is,
ourselves.
even like me as a guide, I opened the door.
Yeah.
I will just can show you, okay, Rahul.
Yeah.
This is the door. You can choose, and this is your responsibility. Do you wanna take this path? Do you wanna leave your dark nights? Maybe even meet your inner demon, how I call, and kind of control and get the friends with your inner demon, that negative energy, because everyone holds, even like not like everyone like it's perfect. You're sitting meditation, you're like, oh yeah, peace and harmony. No, it's not a peace and harmony. Yes, today I'm in peace and harmony, and today I'm allowing myself even to see my shadows. But when I see my shadows, and I not put them away, and I'm not saying like it's not me. Yes, they're part of me. But your shadows is just your trauma. It's something that you are not aligned with. You're not happy. That's why if I see that the negative emotion is something coming up, my kind of demon waking up, he's like roaring. I close my eyes, I put my hand on my heart and asking, okay, how I can help you, why you feel unhappy. And after I try to go like kind of down, and find the roots, what I need now, and I just give this, and after feel, I kind of come back. I just bring everything to the balance. It's the same. We can't stay in the joy and the happiness every day like they used to us to do. Like every day it should be, you should happy, and when you're unhappy, it's you stress out. The same. Don't be concentrate on your joy, your happiness. Don't be attached for this, because even like it's not yours, it's just emotions that you're giving, like walking through like today, and maybe tomorrow is something bad happen. But they say just get experience, go through your depressions and whatever you have, the bad days, but again, but not attached for this one, because it's not yours too. Because everything what we need, just put everything in a balance.
So was there anything specific that you went through during your awakening journey, and one of the things that you had to overcome before you actually start walking down that path?
Because as I mentioned, I already like 10 years in this path, in this beautiful journey, up and downs, up and downs. So the 13, as I mentioned before, my story, the 13 years ago, my first son, David, he passed away. And this is story, and his story was kind of the big blessing for me. His death, that was even, yeah, this is what the big loss for me, but in the same time, this is a big blessing, because through this big depression and loss, I started to understand there's something else, because everyone has a mission, everyone has a story, a karma, that when we have our first breath and the last breath we're taking, it doesn't matter. Some, like my son live like 1 minute and pass away, and others can live like my grandmother. She lived like 97 years. That's why everyone has their own story. And after that happened, I'm still went, through that, like when the society say like, oh, it's okay, don't cry, you're young, you will have more children, it's fine. I just ran away from my depression and everything. I just even not allow myself to cry, because I told, okay, I supposed to be strong, everything will be fine. I went back to my job, and again I run. I always say like that hamstring, and like that wheel, they like running,
Like the one.
like this one, yeah, like riding a bicycle, and because I didn't learn my lesson, I didn't come back, and the universe put me down, just smash me on the face on the wall through disease. I got the lung disease, and that I stay on the medicine almost 9 to 10 months. Every day I supposed to go to the clinic, get the bunch of their like big pills, get them. But after that, I finally finish all works, quit everything, and I sit in meditation. And finally, I went to the silence of my heart, and I start to listen my voice, my intuition that I used to eat, but because of that noise, that society, they say you need a job, you need to be like, have good salary, blah 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 blah. All the rules that we always like holding from our childhood. And I closed my eyes, and my guides, they told me yoga. Even like I saw myself, I'm meditating. And right away, I ran, call my friend, okay, honey, where you go to the yoga? And she's like, oh, it's there. And actually today we have a class. And I say like, okay, can I join and come? And she's like, yes, they have space, you can come. And I start to remember, especially when we're chanting, we're doing yoga, we're singing. Especially, I remember that meditation with the Bija mantra when we singing Lam Wam Ram, from the singing. I see myself, I was sitting kind of a little like jar. And after the lid is open and the light, bright, the stream of the light just come, and my body was like vibrating. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Like, what is this? And after I started to remember, and I told to my teacher, I feel this when I see that. And she's like, you're so interesting girl. She's like, and after I just started to listen mantra, chanting, and I started to remember, because what I'm doing all the day, doing yoga, chanting mantras, learning about yoga, the history, everything, even like all the ways of the yoga, like even like the Kundalini yoga, the Yogi Bhajan that I create, or the Kundalini mantras, the our Sanskrit mantras. There was a lot of, even like my mom, she's look at me like, Svetlana, are you going to eat? I said like, no, I'm busy. Like, can you bring something for me? I was looking on the computer for the videos and like sitting like Vaheguru, like, there's something happened. I was struggling because my heart's like, I just taking that, deep breath in, and I still can't breathe out, because I was taking and taking and taking. It was so amazing, and I was crying because I that time I couldn't explain because nobody helps me. Because I asked my teacher, but she was the teacher who doesn't want to share any knowledge of wisdom. Even asking, like, what the mantra are you singing? And she's like, oh, this is the special mantra for the gurus, for the teachers. And after I just remember the words, what she's singing, I Google it and I find this mantra. Because this is mantra of opening for the Kundalini, Kundalini mantra to opening, for the beginnings for the yoga. Yeah, was the big part for me through the yoga, even like working with my body because my body was sorrowing. I have horrible lower back pain. Even like I couldn't do like some asanas because my body was like burned inside because there was a lots of stagnant energy, a lot of resistance. But after like step by step, I cleanse my body. I come in the state of peace and harmony and joy. I feel that joy and peace within me. And so interesting that moment, maybe there was other step for my awakening. My mom, she came to me and she asked me, oh, Svetlana, now you're singing the mantras. And, it's like different religion. Who are you now? And it's like, I close my eyes and I turn to my mom and I say, like, why we should identify yourself with someone? We are one. I am just the child of the universe. I don't want to say like I'm Christian and Buddhist because my grandfather, he was a Muslim, because he was Turkish, and my mom, she's Ukrainian, and I was born in Kazakhstan, this Muslim country. We have a lot of, people there. But I always like struggling when they kind of push you and you say you're supposed to pray like that or you're supposed to be like that, I always feel like I'm different. And I say like, I'm the child of the universe. That's it. If I feel that I want to chanting the mantras, and the same, I want it like now, Hanuman, thank you, and I feel this energy, I feel that blessing, why not? And that's it's fine, like even like for me, I went one church, other church, like Pentecostal, this. After, remember, I told you I stay like 2 years chanting Hare Krishna mantra. And it's fine because whatever you're ready to receive, the universe will give you. They give you different teachers, different gurus, the masters, the guides, that you're ready through these lessons, go, walk your path. I don't know, this was amazing. And I'm so thankful to my mom that time she asked me, who are you now?
And what do you say?
That I told that I'm the child of the universe,
It's so wonderful, right? We are so used to identifying ourselves with the material possessions that we have. I'm Rahul, I do this, I'm doing this, I have so much money, this and that. But I think as you strip every layer of yourself, that's when you actually remember who you are. Yes, you're happy right now, probably when you have everything, but will you still be in that state of mind when you don't have anything in the external world? It's easy. Sometimes I feel people talk about manifestation, spirituality, and if you look at their life, they have technically everything. They are like, oh, I try to be happy. But if you strip away all these things from them, will they actually be in that state? I don't know.
It's the same, like I always say, it's easy to go, like, remember in that ancient times, the gurus, the yogis, that devotees, they just go to the cave, and they're sitting, meditating, chanting, but okay, let's take they bring them back, give the family, give the wife, the children, and after you're gonna check yourself, because it's easy to live by yourself, not doing nothing, just sit and pray. Yeah, nobody bother. You don't have any like anyone like around you who's gonna wake up your demon. That's why, yes, I can stay in peace and whatever. It's the same was with me, because before I jump into the yoga, that meditation, saying, oh, like, I was sitting meditation, oh, the life is amazing, thank you, God. And after I have one angel, one of my son, it's like, oh, where's my peace? And I have other son, it's like, whoa, where's my harmony? And after one day, I sitting, meditating. They was running around and screaming and saying, I will never find the peace around me until I will find this within me. Because the world is always been pushing you. They always have a noise. This is your choice.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
I
absolutely so
teach,
true.
myself and
Yeah.
always find my cave
Mhm.
within me, inside my heart.
No, that's absolutely so true, because until a couple of years back, so I was this, and I was journaling, and that's why it all came to me that it took me an extremely long time to realize that I'm a perfectionist. And when I actually thought to myself, why do I want to achieve so many things? Like, what am I gaining out of it? When I was at my workplace, okay, maybe I'll do this certification, I'll be that, okay, I'll feel like I have gained some knowledge. But then at one point I realized the things never stopping. After gaining one, I want another, I want another, I want another. And after just 2 years, I was burnt out. I'm like, there is no level of certain materialistic thing that I can achieve that's going to satisfy me. And I graduated after doing my MBA, and I was looking for jobs. Given the Canadian economy, it was extremely hard that time. So I had this phase for 6 months in between where I was just continuously applying to jobs. But also, I think that phase was meant to happen, because there's only a certain amount of stress I can carry on myself, right? And I started to meditate. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, and it just kept on increasing. And then I realized, and there was this one time I left so many people behind. Some of my people used to call so-called my best friends, they are not in my life anymore. I stopped drinking alcohol. Smoking is not an option anymore. And anything that did not or does not resonate kind of automatically left my life. And now I'm at that stage where no matter whatever is happening around my life, all I have to do is take deep breaths, sit with myself for a few minutes, and I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. And that's where this my next question is gonna stem from. When you find that internal happiness from within, it's extremely hard to balance with your action in the realistic world versus just being happy from within. So, how do you balance that? Because if it were in my hands, if it wasn't about like money or anything, I would probably just, I know how to get happiness from within. I would just meditate all day. But I know when I open my eyes, I have to operate in this world as well. And I have to maybe do a job or do something else. So, how do you balance these two things?
Okay. Thank you for this question. When you just start to ask about how to keep your balance, the first message came, just don't be attached to your harmony and balance.
Wow.
I think it's first one, that not be attached and think like I need to be balanced and this one. Because after, yes, we got that state, we know this state, after you're gonna kind of keep this, you want to hold this. And the second, what it came to me in acceptance. When you accept whatever it comes, that your heart open. Because when you put resistance for the negativity, your heart close and you can't channel that light from above, from the universe. That's why you've lost that connection, and again you're shaking, you're struggling. That's when you accept, whatever it's happened. Yeah, it's like the same when I lost my child. I remember it was so tough, but I closed my eyes, I prayed to the God, and I say, okay, whatever you will give me, I will accept, because I know I need to go through that. But now I'm asking for the wisdom and the strength to move on. This is what I need. Acceptance. Because to kind of take into your heart whatever's happened for you, and for understanding for this one to take it easily, because this lesson was from your soul, chose, because your soul chose this before you came. You're already sitting like that and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna experience this, I'm gonna experience that, all the lists, the bad and the good things that the all experience. This is your choice. That's why don't go against, because when you go against, you put resistance from your choice, you disconnect with your higher self. You got lost yourself more. That's why close your eyes and say to yourself, this was your choice. Again, take responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody, like the same, like when David passed away, all the relatives came to me, kind of support me. And they said, oh, because of the doctors, because this, but you need to, you should did this, that. I said, like, guys, this was the plan of the God's plan. It's like the same, my plan, the plan of my higher self.
Mm-hmm.
And I accept with the open heart. And that's why that harmony and peace, of course, through the tears. You can't say, like, oh, now I'm going to smile. I lost a child, so I'm going to happy. No. But I went through that lesson. I understand what my soul chose this for myself. And after I just take the next step. Yeah, that's why don't be attached for that harmony and peace and wherever.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna be addictive, and that's gonna be your medicine. It's gonna be your drug,
Because
that you always now like wanna feel this
happy.
Yeah, happy. But everyone, this is gonna work for me, like maybe meditation, take a bath, and blah blah blah. This is gonna be work for me, but maybe for you, it's gonna be different. But first of all, what you need to ask, what is the harmony for you? This is the question. Because I say like, oh, I'm going to talking about my harmony, how to keep my peace and harmony and balance, That's so first ask yourself, what is the balance for you? And now from that base, move to that little instrument that helps you to keep your balance.
There's so much we have covered. One question led to so many different branches that at this point, I don't know which one to catch on. Let's pause for a second.
Yeah, I think
review and then again get back.